Cooking with Chef Mark Leslie. He's been on the Today Show. He has his own cookbook we should show you right here. And the best part about it is he feeds us about once a week with some amazing food. And tell us a little bit about your trip to Italy and how you brought back a lot of the stuff they do over there to cook over here.
Well, I went and lived with an Italian family, took cooking lessons from the grandmother, language lessons from her daughter, and really it just reminded me of what it's like to get around the table and gather as a family and eat. They do a lot of home cooking, and they expect you to get around the table, and that's where things happen. You learn who your people are, as they say here in the South. You fight, you argue, you laugh, you cry. Everything happens at the dinner table. So I think there's something very important about that.
If you make stuff like this, it's going to get people around the table for sure.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, always great food. What are we making today?
Okay, today it's fall. It's starting to be cool. The weather's kind of broken here in the South, which is excellent. So we're going to do a mushroom and cream farfalle. And farfalle, we call it bow tie pasta.
Okay.
Farfalle is the Italian word for butterfly. So we're doing butterfly pasta, and we're going to get started here. It's really simple to make.
I got to say something about this cheese too. I've never seen cheese that has labeling on the side.
Yeah,
of it.
this is Parmigiano Reggiano.
Parmigiano Reggiano.
Sì, è vero. Yeah. And it's really strong. It's flavorful strong, and it's really got a lot of flavor. It's kind of expensive, but you grate a little bit of it, and it goes a long way.
You can get that like at Fresh Market.
Oh, you can get it all over here in town. Yeah, it's really readily available. Okay, so here we go. Once again, we're yapping and cooking. I think we'll start calling that the name of the segment.
Yapping and cooking.
Yapping and cooking. So we're going to take a little extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to put it in the pan. We're going to saute off some garlic and some onions. Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's good flavor, good
taste.
taste.
Exactly. And while this sautés, let's talk about mushrooms real quick. We're going to use fresh mushrooms. You can use button mushrooms, those are the white ones. You can use cremini, which are baby portobello, which are the big ones. Or you can use shiitake mushrooms. You see these here. Shiitake mushrooms, the only thing about that is you can't eat the stems because they're really tough.
And don't confuse the ones that grow in your yard as shiitake.
You should never eat the mushrooms out of your yard.
Look similar, but
yes, my sister did that one time, and she spent the day at the hospital drinking tar, I believe is what they call, or charcoal. That's what they feed you. So yeah, charcoal is not good.
Grocery store good, yard bad.
Exactly right, exactly right. So you're going to take those and you're just going to chop them up. Cube them up. You're going to chop all the mushrooms. You kind of want bite-sized pieces. You don't want anything huge. And what really makes this dish special is that we're going to actually use porcini mushrooms. Porcini mushrooms are those mushrooms in Italy that look like toadstools. You always see drawings of like fairies sitting on top of them. Well, that's a porcini mushroom, and they have a lot of flavor. Here in America, we can't find them, but you can find them dry. So we're actually going to use dried porcini mushrooms.
Okay.
And what you'll do is you'll take that, you'll put it in water, and you'll reconstitute it. When that happens, you actually end up getting juice. So you end up getting this kind of mushroom broth here. So what we're going to do is take that, once these onions have started cooking, and the garlic, and then we're going to throw in a little of the mushroom stock now that we've created that.
Okay, so the water just creates that? Or
it's just hot water. The mushrooms, you let it sit for about 20 minutes. You'll take the mushrooms out, squeeze it, and then you'll chop them up. Okay. Like I've done here. We're going to chop them up really fine. We're just going to add them to the rest of the mushrooms. And once they go in, then you just cook them like the rest of the regular mushrooms.
And those have a different taste than your traditional mushrooms?
They have definitely a different taste. Yeah. They're really woodsy. They're really earthy. Yeah, go ahead. They're really strong. Molto forte. Very, very strong.
Molto forte, you're right.
Sì, è vero. So we're going to, once you reduce this down a little bit, yeah, they are. It's pretty wonderful.
Woodsy is a very good description of it, too.
Yeah, they really do. You get that kind of earthy, which is why you eat mushrooms in the fall. You get that kind of cool walk in the woods flavor going on. So we have the mushroom stock in here. Next, we're going to add some white wine. Okay. And just a little bit. We're going to kind of blanch that off. We're going to let that simmer out. Once this reduces by half, you want to keep reducing. But since we're on TV and we're cooking fast, we're going to keep jumping ahead. So you have a little mushroom stock. We have some wine. You're going to let that cook down so that wine flavor cooks off. Next, you're going to add your mushrooms in.
It smells delicious, by the way.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Really good.
I know. When are they going to invent smell-o-vision?
The viewers will be outside the station trying to get in.
Exactly. And you're just going to cook these down until they get kind of brown. They get a little caramelized. You get a lot of color on them. Once all of that is done, we're going to add a little bit of cream, a little bit. I know everybody, a tiny bit of cream, not very much. Just a little bit of cream goes in. You want to, that's when you get a cream sauce. I know lots of times in America we see cream sauces and this is kind of big gloppy. That's not Italian. Just a little bit of cream. Yeah, you're going to make the rest of the sauce with the rest of the liquid from the mushrooms. We're going to stir those in. You're going to let that cook down just so it kind of blends, makes like a sauce or like a gravy. And then from there, you're ready to add pasta. What we'll do there, I've kind of cooked off some pasta. Like I said, we're using bow tie pasta or farfalle, which means butterfly. So we're doing butterfly pasta. And what we'll do is you're just going to cook that in salted water, pull it out, drain it. Never rinse pasta.
Never rinse it.
Never rinse it
Why
off.
not?
Because you remove the starch off the pasta and the sauce won't stick to it. And you want the sauce to stick to the pasta, so you want it starchy.
I'm a habitual pasta rinser, but I won't anymore.
You're fired.
Yeah. That's why I'm the gabber and you're the cooker.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Okay, don't rinse the pasta.
Don't rinse the pasta.
You're fired.
Okay, I'm out.
There you go.
Let me go
So
put
come
down the
in.
weather forecast then.
Yeah, so you're going to stir that in. You're going to mix it really well so it just coats it. You always want to cook your pasta in the sauce so the pasta can absorb what's going on in the sauce. We're going to add a little bit of cheese on top of that once it all cooks down. A little bit of cheese, a little bit of parsley. And that's it. That's mushroom pasta. There's some right here, gentlemen. Get in here.
If we must, yeah, we'll do a little sampling.
Yeah.
The thing about the dishes you make too, it looks so complicated, but I mean the way you do it, it makes it easy to understand. And the end product, I know you're real big on making it appealing to the eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, it's all about, you do eat with your eyes. I mean, when you walk in and look at that, you're like, oh, that looks so good. So already you want to go in for it. Yeah, and there's really nothing difficult about this. I mean, I soaked mushrooms to reconstitute them. I chopped mushrooms, put it in the, and then it's just mushroom stock, a little bit of wine. There's nothing difficult about it.
5-6 ingredients here.
Yeah, normally it takes about 15 minutes to cook this dish. By then the water's boiling, you throw the pasta in, that takes another 10-13 minutes, drain it, toss it, a little bit of cheese, you're done. You can have a fresh meal in half an hour. You don't have to cook all day in Italy.
That's another one too. If you have guests coming over, if you're going to a party, you bring that, they'll be like, dang, make sure that guy comes back.
Wow,
Yeah.
He's a keeper.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what you really want to do. You really want it to be easy because you want to be sitting down at the table, sitting around the family, and that's what I love about the Italian cuisine. It's really simple, really, really easy. How is it?
When are we going to Italy? Is my question.
We do need to go to Italy
We
that
know
way.
a little field trip.
It would be
Excellent,
fantastic.
as
Thank
usual.
you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And we've got the recipe on our website.
Yes, we
and
do.
We'll see you back here
On October 7th, in 2 weeks.
October 7th.
Yeah, I've got
a little field trip.
I've got to go to Atlanta, do some cooking classes, and go to Denver to do a show, and
big
then I'll be
time.
back.
See if you bring back a new recipe for us or something like that.
All the time.
Can you knock out the weather real quick while I'm...
Yeah, sure, not a problem.
Thanks,
It's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Thank you, sir. As always.
He's got game.
He's got it down. Chef,
Right.
meteorologist extraordinaire.
Exactly.
Appreciate
Thank you very much.
We'll see you back here in a couple weeks.
Yep, we'll do. Thanks.
Hey, if you're planning a road trip maybe to New York, get ready to say goodbye to your big